In few words, I would describe her as a movie that excels subtly. To give a quick rundown of it, Theodore Twombly is a writer who is currently going through a divorce, shutting himself away until he purchases a self-aware operating system that he manages to fall in love with.
Introducing OS 1.
I'm going to begin with the most notable aspect of this movie, the color. I noticed some tendencies when I went through the movie, the most obvious one being the heavy use of the color red. I noticed that they used this color in order to represent some sort of opening up, emotionally or creatively. Which makes sense considering that red and pink are colors heavily related to happiness and emotion in general. Red is primarily noticed in his office, which is his creative space, in his house, which is his safe space and a space where he can open up.
Mr. Theodore Twombly, welcome to the world's first artificially intelligent operating system, OS 1. We'd like to ask you a few basic questions before the operating system is initiated. This will help create an OS to best fit your needs.
Okay.
Are you social or antisocial?
I guess I haven't really been social in a while, mostly because...
In your voice, I sense hesitance. Would you agree with that?
Was I sounding hesitant?
Yes.
And on his clothing. When worn, it usually leads to some sort of opening up. In this movie, the way we view the world changes as the emotional state of the protagonist changes. In this scene near the beginning of the movie, the protagonist walks alone through the city, a big and cold city that seems to nearly steal the bright color off of his shirt. Sometimes the city is big, overwhelming, and intimidating, and sometimes it's bright and beautiful, like here when he's on his first outing with Samantha the operating system. Or after his first night of lovemaking with Samantha, where the city is bathed in this warm light.
Just somewhere else with you. Just lost. It's just you and me.
I know. Everything else just disappeared. And I loved it. Theodore.
There's a huge emphasis on how the protagonist is feeling at any given point in time, to the point where many shots are done similar to the previous ones, with the difference being the emotion that the protagonist is displaying. One thing that there is to appreciate in this movie is that there isn't this huge crisis going on, an issue which a lot of movies based in the future have trouble avoiding. Despite not being given a date on this movie's setting, it's incredibly believable. It's easy to believe that future cities will be larger, your devices will be a bit more advanced, and will sync to each other easily. And of course that the buildings would look contemporary and sleek. And the premise with sapient operating systems capable of emotion, while not realistic, is pretty darn credible. I mean, let's take a look at the premises of other movies and compare. Terminator. The robots are super smart and powerful and have the tech to time travel. Oh, but they can't bring clothes because that would be unrealistic. Divergent. Everybody has become enslaved to the system, but not the protagonist because she's super special and because she's the Divergent. Oh. The Purge. The Purge. Hunger Games. It's the future, so obviously there are competitions where rich people force children to fight to the death because they're mentally unstable. Who knows, maybe there's lead in their beauty products and now they're retarded. It seems as possible as whatever is going on. You get the point. Also, a huge thumbs up to the "I'm not trying to be a comedy, but that doesn't mean I can't be funny" attitude of this movie. There's a part where Theodore calls a phone sex line in order to alleviate his loneliness.
Sexy Kitten has accepted invitation from Big Guy 4x4. Chat begins now.
Big guy?
Hi.
Really?
Well, Stud Muffin was already taken. So you're a sexy kitten.
Yeah. Hey, I'm half asleep. Do you want to wake me up?
Yes, definitely. Are you wearing any underwear?
Oh, I can feel you. Choke me with that dead cat.
What?
The dead cat next to the bed. Choke me with it. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, tell me.
I'm choking with the cat.
Tell me, keep telling me.
I've got its tail. I'm choking with the cat's tail.
Oh, yeah, you are. Oh, fuck, tell me. Oh.
I'm choking and its tail is around your neck and it's so tight around your neck.
So tight, yes,
I'm
yes,
pulling it.
so
I'm pulling it. The cat's dead. It's a dead
yes,
cat
it's
around your
dead.
neck and I'm pulling it.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, oh my God. It came so hard.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, good night.
Funny. The biggest motif up till now has been emotion. But there are also other themes that this movie delves into. One of the most heavy ones is comprehension, or lack thereof. Not just between human and AI, but between people in general. The inability to understand the desires that others hold is seen all throughout the movie. From not getting why someone wants to do a project in a certain way to not understanding what you want yourself. The movie ultimately illustrates the dichotomy between humans and machines, and ends in a note of acceptance. Maybe subtly hinting at the point that maybe there are some walls that we can't really break down. Maybe there are some ways in which we just can't understand each other fully. And that's fine.